Death of Some Salesmen is a triple threat of the one and only Tim Curry. Directed by Gilbert Adler, written by Adler and A.L. Katz, and shot by John R. Leonetti, based on a story from The Haunt of Fear number 15, drawn by Jack Davis. This season opener doesn't need a sales pitch. Salesman Stuart Thatcher hoofs it door to door in the backwoods parts of America. Some days are good for business, most are not. Today is not. Driving to the next town at night, Stuart gets caught in the rain. It is coming down hard. His car veers off the side of the road. The engine conks out, and he is stuck in a puddle. He spots a lonesome farmhouse and makes a run for it in the heavy rain. He knocks on the front door. Judd knocks on the door of Mrs. Jones. He poses as the salesman for her recently deceased husband's cemetery plot, claiming her husband still owed a small amount of money before he can release some fake benefits to the widow. He cheats her out of all the money she has. And so then Judd continues his sinister sales streak, raking in the cash. He arrives at his next house. Ma Brackett opens the door before he has a chance to knock. She's not who he's looking for.
Isn't this 2465 Maple Street?
No. This here's Maple Drive. Maple Street is way across town.
Oh, my mistake. End of the day, you know how it is.
Young man, are you selling something?
As a matter of fact,
Stuart is greeted by Henrietta. He introduces himself as a salesman and tries to explain his car got stuck. Henrietta ignores his request for help. She's too excited about him being a salesman. She invites Stuart in and introduces him to her husband, Eban, who is equally excited to have a salesman in his home. They don't have a phone, but offer him a cup of coffee in the kitchen. Stuart is amazed by all the modern appliances. Eban and Henrietta have been visited by salesmen before, and tell of one in particular who sold them a shoddy refrigerator, costing them their life savings. From then on, they would make sure a product works before buying from any salesman. Stuart believes that to be wise. Ma Brackett calls down Pa Brackett. The two are ecstatic that door-to-door salesmen still exist, just like in the good old days. Judd starts his cemetery plot and death benefits pitch. The entire package for the couple would come to $500. Pa is amazed at how good a deal that is. Judd gets greedy and makes up more expensive benefits. The Bracketts agree to the terms. Of course, they will have to see their burial plot first. They like to try before they buy. Judd suggests they pay him today, and tomorrow he bring them to their plot. Pa goes to get the cash. Ma brings Judd to the kitchen for some coffee. She leaves him to join Pa. Judd looks around and finds a nasty surprise in the microwave. Henrietta and Eban show Stuart the freezer. They tested it out all right. They tested it on the salesman himself. It worked. They also tried out the oven on its salesman. It worked too. Stuart is scared out of his mind, but he can't run. The couple has a shotgun pointed at him. The old couple leads him to the grandfather clock and the vacuum cleaner. A salesman hangs within the interior of the clock, and Stuart is treated to the sight of a human vacuum cleaner bag. Both appliances work. The TV, however, did not work. Every time they turn the darn thing on, the salesman's head starts smoking. In the cellar is the laundry dryer. In the dryer is the blistery corpse of another, you guessed it, salesman. Stuart feels sick. The door is locked. Pa knocks Judd out as he tries to escape. Ma and Pa argue about what to do with their salesman.
If I want him dead, he's dead, and that's all there is to it.
Don't you raise your voice to me, old man, or I'll have your hat. Besides, it wouldn't be polite to kill him until he wakes up. Anyway, I think Winona should have a look at them first.
Get off of it. He ain't gonna want her.
Pa doesn't like salesmen, not after the others.
Like that guy what sold us the crummy microwave. Didn't work. And the vacuum, and the color TV. Wasn't no color TV till I fixed it. Now it's a color TV.
Judd is left alone when Winona enters the room from behind. The two speak to each other, and Judd turns on the sweet talk. Then he gets a good look at Winona.
Well, let's you and me have a talk then, face to face.
Okay. Face to face.
Oh, you are so beautiful.
It's not easy, but Judd keeps up the love at first sight act. Winona brings Judd to her bedroom. She wants to see how much he loves her, if you know what I mean. I'm skipping this scene for your protection. And mine. Winona is convinced of Judd's love, and will free him from Pa's shackles. She wants to marry Judd, collect her $50,000 dowry, and run away from her parents. Judd sees dollar signs again. Yvonne and Henrietta inquire as to what Stuart is selling. Does it work? Stuart says his product is in his car. Yvonne runs upstairs to fetch the mystery product. Stuart begs Henrietta for his life, offering to pay her and Yvonne anything, trying to convince her they do not want what he is selling. Henrietta's not having it. Yvonne returns, eager to try it out. The elderly couple stands before Stuart's meat slicer. Judd actually goes through with the marriage to Winona. Pa, the preacher, marries them, but not until Winona has him remove her beloved's handcuffs. Pa refuses. He is still going to shoot Judd after the wedding. This angers Winona. She strangles her own Pa while Ma tries to pull her off. The key falls to the floor, and Judd sees his chance during all the family drama.
Let me get that for you, darling. Now, let's go get that dolly.
Judd meets Winona in the basement and shoots her. The dowry is all his. He digs into the ground until he finds something he didn't expect.
You find something down there, young man?
The family isn't dead, and the freshly dug grave is all his. The comic spreads out its horror, rather than saving it for a final page reveal. The Salesman Massacre showcases one grisly death after another. It's like watching the aftermath of an 80s slasher in the 50s, long before any of this stuff could be shown in movies. The show, of course, came after the wave of 80s horror, so what can it do to compete with a comic book ahead of its time and push the envelope of cable TV? Cast Tim Curry in a triple role. Tim Curry and horror just mix well, and the demented script gives him a ton of room to shine as Ma, Pa, and Winona. And between you and me, the fact the same actor is playing both the parents and the daughter does make one wonder what exactly this family tree looks like. Curry isn't the only member of horror royalty in this episode. Lily Munster herself, Yvonne DiCarlo, makes an appearance as Judd's first mark of the day. Having to knock on random people's doors, I'm sure the traveling salesmen of yesteryear have encountered some strange stories. Hopefully you've never had a run-in with anyone like Ma and Pa during the course of your job.
What are you doing, Winona? Where are you? Kill him!